Russell Westbrook is still looking for that first win as a Los Angeles Clipper. 2 overtime losses for the Clippers back-to-back games. Kawhi Leonard and company welcome in Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves for a game that's pretty must-have for both of these teams contending for spots out west. Russell Westbrook's going to find a leaking out Paul George who throws it down. Other end, though, Naz Reid continues to step up in absence of Karl Anthony Towns, who's pretty much taking the season off. Kawhi on the other end with the mid-range jump shot. And then how about Brody once again finding PG 1-3 for 3. Minnesota, though, very much so game in this one. Rudy Gobert had a few acrobatic finishes in this one. That deuce goes. So we take it to the third. In the third, Anthony Edwards feeling it. The and one from AE. And then McDaniels inside. It's little boy day tomorrow. How about McLaughlin getting to his spot and floating? Putting the moves on plenty. Like, you ain't got no business guarding me. Stop it. More good Minnesota basketball. Back inside we go to Rudy G, who throws it down. And then Edwards keeps it himself. A little English on that finish. 18 points for Edwards. He had a lot of hockey assists. That's one of them. Corner is McDaniels, who knocks in the 3. Minnesota's up 8 under 2 minutes ago. Clippers about to lose again. Not so fast. Paul George led everybody in scoring with 25. Could his Clippers get a stop? 22 seconds to go. That answer is no. Gobert had 16 and 7. His Minnesota Timberwolves get the 7-point win. How about that? McDaniels had 20. T-Wolves keep the Clippers winless since the Westbrook trade. So after the game, Russell Westbrook did say he needed to be better for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers as a team, I think they had 24 turnovers in this game. I think Russ had 4 of them. So, I mean, your point guard having a 6 of your turnovers, that's not the worst thing in the world. You know, here's my truth. I hate that it couldn't work out with Westbrook and my Lakers. He had to go to get the pieces that the Lakers brought in now. The reality, though, is, look, I think this is what's happening to Westbrook more than anything right now. The legend of Russell Westbrook is so strong, it's in the back of these Clippers players' mind. Because if you actually look at Russ's play so far as a Clipper, it's been pretty good. All things considered, he's been much more consistent than what John Wall was at the point guard position. But the reality is Russell Westbrook takes food off other guys' table that makes more sense in the NBA today. That's what's happening right now. With Russ going out and scoring 17 points, dropping 11 assists, it's great that Russ can still put up really good numbers on the stat line. By the way, I believe if Russell Westbrook were the starting point guard of the San Antonio Spurs right now, one of the worst teams in the NBA, I believe Westbrook would be averaging a triple-double right now. He would still be averaging 25, 10, and 10. The reality is, though, in today's NBA, the way Russell Westbrook gets his buckets, none from probably no further than about 14 feet, it doesn't affect a defense anymore. So you're comfortable with Russ getting him. Let Russ cook. Let Russ get others involved every now and then because he's not really altering a game plan with his buckets or even the way he gets assists oftentimes in games. It's not altering a game the way if a Chris Paul had 25 points and 10 assists. It is the reality of where we're at with Russell Westbrook. So I believe the actual legend of Westbrook is hurting him as a Los Angeles Clipper right now. The legend of Russ needs to get the ball and score. You got to let Russ be Russ. I heard Ty Lue said it a couple weeks ago. We brought Russ in to be Russ. Okay, Russ, be Russ. That's what everybody else said. And in 5 years, Russ has been on about 5 teams. I don't think Russ has done anything wrong as a player for the Clippers, but the legend of Russ just means he's got to get guys like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. They got to give him the ball. And in a game like that, neither PG or Kawhi could consistently get it going from the field. They don't need Russell Westbrook taking double-digit shots a game. They'd be better off with Terrence Mann or Reggie Jackson. Guys that if they got it going, they take a lot of shots. If they don't got it going, they just rely on Kawhi and Paul George. That's not the way Brody thinks. He's all go at all times. And this is the most chill version of Brody this year. By the way, this is the tame version of Westbrook. He really more go than what he's been this year. I hate it for Russ. I'm afraid this might be his last hoorah if he can't win big with the Clippers. And right now, the Clippers are losing games at a not-so-good clip. 3 in a row, right, for the Clippers. They need to start winning games just like the Dallas Mavericks need to start winning games. Russ's career is riding on it right now. If he wants to re-sign with the Clippers or anybody else, he has to show that he can dial it down and be a piece to a winning puzzle.